Okay, it is day 9 of Vlogmas, and I am working on some packing. I'm sitting on my floor, which is why you're looking at a chair and my very messy desk back here. Yeah, and so I thought while I was packing, I'm working on what's gonna be going home with me to California, what's going to be going to my partner's house, and what is going into storage for the time being. And I'm currently going through all of my books. Well, not all of my books, the books that I have in my suitcase from over the summer. And I thought we could talk about books because I love books. And so something that's definitely probably going home with me to California, and definitely going to my partner's over the winter and spring, is this. This is Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde. I picked this up on a whim at Powell's, on the like LGBTQ teen reads shelf, because I like young adult romance novels. Whatever. Oh, that's just my cat trying to get out of my bedroom door. Cinnamon. What's up, babe? And so there are two main protagonists in this book, and they are Charlie, who is a Chinese American vlogger who is bisexual, and the story is a romance between her story is a romance between her and another vlogger. And then the other main protagonist is an autistic girl named Taylor, who is in love with her best friend. So you've got like two girls in love, you've got a best friend romance, you've got an autistic protagonist, you've got a queer non-white protagonist. Like, it's amazing. Please read this book. Buy this book. The author is autistic, so it's really good. I actually own this book physically and digitally. I own technically multiple copies because I didn't have the physical copy with me at my boyfriend's over the summer, and I wanted to read it, so I bought a digital copy and read it on my phone while I was at work. And then we have, let's see if I can gather all of these at once. Probably not, because I have a lot of them. Kitty, please stop. Next, I'm going to try and show you guys all of my poetry books that I have. Like collections, not just like chapbooks and single entries. So that would be, there should be more. Where's, okay, well, some of them are hiding somewhere or are missing or something. I bet they're under my bed somewhere, but this is what I have here. I have How to Uncage a Girl by Francesca Block, who's my favorite author. It Then by Danielle Colbert, translated by Norma Cole, is originally written in French. Adrienne Rich, The Dream of a Common Language, which was a present from my best friend for either my birthday or Christmas. I'm not 100% sure. Our Numbered Days by Neil Hilborn. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with him. He's amazing. And somewhere around here, I know I also have Brenna Twohy's, oh gosh, I should really know how to pronounce her name. I know her, sort of. Forgive Me My Salt. And I also have Sarah Kay's No Matter the Wreckage, which are both amazing poetry collections from primarily slam artists. They are crazy talented ladies. Yeah, they're super good. You should check them out. I'll post, oh, I just knocked my books over. I will post links to their stuff. And I guess Neil's too, in case anybody hasn't heard of him. And I have another book in this series hanging around on my floor somewhere. I suspect under the pile of clothes that you can't see, just over and down that way a little. And that is A Royal Wedding by Meg Cabot, the 11th and first adult novel in the Princess Diaries series. I love the Princess Diaries completely and unironically. I think it's amazing. I think it's a really good series for young women to read. I love that it's a story about princesses that focuses on like the political and social ramifications of like being in a position of power like that. It's an amazing love story. Lily Moscovitz is amazing. I would bet somebody $20 real that Mia Thermopolis is autistic. You will not convince me otherwise. I don't care. I love the Princess Diaries, guys, like a lot. And somewhere around here I also have the 10th book in the series, which is Forever Princess. Then I have some more Francesca Lia Block books, and these are both, I believe, copies I bought from her store, signed, because she is my favorite author, and this is Weetzie Bat, which is the first book in the Weetzie Bat series, also known as Dangerous Angels, and Pink Smog, which is a sequel, which is about Weetzie Bat when she's about 13 years old. This is where my last name came from. I go by Sarah Bat pretty much everywhere because I don't like my given last name because I didn't have a relationship with my father for the last several years of his life. And so my legal last name is his last name, so I haven't gone by it in any capacity other than a legal one since probably 10th or 11th grade, I want to say. These are both amazing books. Francesca Lia Block does a lot of like myths and fairy tales, and her books have queer characters in them. I think I want to say the title is Ruby or Becoming Ruby or something like that, is about a girl who has she has two moms, and one of the moms, she finds out, is actually her biological father because one of her mothers is a trans woman. And I think it's the first book I ever read that had a trans person in it back when I was in like, I think sometime in like early high school. But yeah, she's really amazing. There are a lot of queer characters, and I love her. She's so good. I also have a handful of classics and classics-ish down here, we shall say. By then I mean I have some real classics, and then I have some Anne Carson takes on classics. So we'll start with Anne Carson. This is Antigone, or Antigonic, which is a retelling, translation, and reduction of Sophocles' Antigone by Anne Carson, which was one of the big inspirations for my thesis work, and I once wrote a side-by-side comparison paper where I simultaneously read this and a more traditional translation to compare them and see really what Anne Carson was doing with the text. And then I also have Autobiography of Red, also by Anne Carson, which is a reinterpretation of the myth of Heracles, or Hercules, from the point of view of a monster from the original mythology named Geryon. And Red Dock by Anne Carson, which is a sequel to Autobiography of Red, and the book jacket of this book. And I believe somewhere else, it sums up somewhere else in the text, but the book jacket on this book has one of my favorite quotes of all time, and it's, "To live past the end of your myth is a perilous thing." I just really love that. I think that's really beautiful. yeah, and that's it for the Anne Carson. And then as far as actual classics go, I have a copy of Peter Pan. Not my only copy of Peter Pan. This is a version of it that was given to me by my boyfriend. And I have the Penguin Deluxe Edition special cover of Jane Eyre, which is one of my favorite books. It has this amazing, amazing art on the cover and the flaps. I got this at a store in Yountville years ago that's not there anymore, which is tragic. And I have one of my most favorite possessions, the signature Shakespeare edition of Hamlet, which has these amazing, amazing paper cut illustrations. It has amazing regular illustrations also, but the real draw of this book to me is the paper cut illustrations. Let me see. Which one do I want to show you guys? They're just, oh, they're so beautiful. Not that one. Maybe. Okay, here is, yeah, this is Ophelia's death scene. And so, there are these beautiful, like, layered paper cuts. I'm trying to lift this up without damaging it. So you've got that first overlay that's the dark blue, and then you hold that back, and you've got just the red over the white page. And there's like 5 or 6 of them. And I have another edition in this series that's Much Ado About Nothing that has the same kind of paper cut illustrations in it. Oh, they're amazing. I also really love this little illustration on this like weird half book jacket that's of like a note to Ophelia and like a pomegranate. Like some kind of like weird allusion to the myth of Persephone or something. I just think it's neat. And what else do I have kicking around here? I have a couple of chapbooks that I bought from folks at Slam mostly. Let's see. I have a bunch by one person, so I'm going to gather them all up in one place. So these, which are titled Crying on the Toilet, Feral Empathy, and Domestic and Foul, are all by the amazing and wonderful Devin Devine, who I'm going to see tomorrow night at the Portland Poetry Slam. She's amazing. I will link her website down below. She also co-writes a murder mystery or suspense thriller, something in that line series with her partner called Kiss the Messenger. And has like a bunch of self-published zines and chapbooks, and she's amazing. She's so cool. She's from Spokane, Washington. I actually helped edit this, which I think is really neat. And then we have, this is by, oh, the cat just walked on my laptop. Spilius, who's an amazing trans poet. I'll link their information down as well. It has this really cute elephant drawing on the cover. Yeah. They are also a musician. Yeah, they were a feature at Portland Poetry Slam sometime several months back, I guess. And this is another chapbook I bought from a feature at Portland Poetry Slam. Ava Barton. They are also amazing, and also this cover is printed on paper with glitter in it, which is super cool. Yeah, I've said cool like 7 times in the past 2 minutes. I'm very sorry. I also have this super neat book I bought at Powell's in their like small print section, or small press, and it's called Hungry Ghosts, and it's got this awesome holographic cover. But the coolest part is that this is like laser cut through, so you can't really tell on camera, but these are little holes. It's really cool. And then there's another like little laser cut symbol on the back. I ended up really liking the text in this collection, but I honestly just bought it because I saw it on the shelf and I was like, that looks fucking neat. I'm gonna buy that. I have a copy of my poetry book for some reason, probably from my gallery show last semester, but that's hanging around. That doesn't need to go home with me. These, I'm not sure where I'm gonna put them yet because I need to take these home with me because I want to give some of them to people, and cat is laying on my pile of books. Can I have these? Can I have these? Kitty. I'm sorry, but I need them. Oh, this has been a terrible video. I'm really sorry. This is not a book. This is a copy of My Neighbor Totoro with the original 90s dub because fuck the Disney redub from the 2000s. Fuck it. Okay, let me wrap this up. This has gotten really long. This is my thesis book. I'm also taking some of those home to give to people. But yeah, what I'm trying to figure out what to do with are these, which are little books with foam core print covers that I made. And I want to bring some home for my friends and family back at home. It says Good Things, Bad Days, a book for when you need a little help. And it's just a bunch of lists of things that make me feel better. And then at the back, I have one of my favorite quotes from Night in the Woods. And it's May's, nothing can save us forever, but a lot of things can save us today, from the end of the game. And it's all like handset type, and I bound it myself for one of my projects for school. So I'm trying to figure out the safest way to pack those so I can get some home, because I know my mom wants a copy and I want to give my best friend a copy. I have a paperback of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. They're like old version, pre-movie, that has like fake notes from the kids in it. I have an amazing book by Mallory Ortberg, who's a comedy writer on the internet, and it's all like characters from like history or classic fiction or like popular fiction reinterpreted as like communicating via text message. And it's real funny. Do recommend. Okay, and then the last thing, I think. Oh, I knew I had another book of poems in here somewhere. This is a chapbook by Fitzpatrick, who is another poem from Spokane, Washington, who featured at, I believe, both Portland Poetry Slam and Slamlandia. And they are super cool and talented. I love poets. I love poets, guys. I just want to be friends with every poet. Okay, and so the last thing I'm going to show you guys is this, which is my limited edition copy of The Order of the Phoenix that I bought at a rare bookstore in Salt Lake City. Back in high school, I want to say 11th grade, maybe 12th grade, but I think it was 11th grade. No, because would it have been Thanksgiving? Or was it spring break? I don't know. It was 11th or 12th grade. And what this is it has it comes in this box. And I'm going to take the book out so it's easier to show you. We have an illustration on this side and an illustration on this side, which is the original book cover. And I think this is the back of the original book jacket. And it has this special edition illustrated unstamped book jacket. And I'll take the whole thing off. It's really pretty. And then the book itself is bound differently too. So we have this whole beautiful, beautiful drawing. And it's unstamped, so you can take it off of the book and hang it up if you want. And then the book itself is also cloth bound and has all of the information stitched in metallic blue on the spine. And then the original book cover illustrations are on the end papers. Yeah. Order of the Phoenix is my favorite Harry Potter book because it's the one that introduces Luna Lovegood, and she's my favorite, and she's the best. And I don't know where I would be on this earth if it were not for the character of Luna Lovegood, even if J.K. Rowling has made some deeply, deeply questionable decisions lately. I'm not going to get into that because, whew, that's a can of worms. But yeah, this is really, really special and important to me, which is why it's not with the rest of my Harry Potter stuff, which is currently in a box under my boyfriend's bed. But yeah, so that's some of my books. And I have a lot of packing to do, so I'm gonna go. Wow, this video is 20 minutes long. I'm so sorry. Happy Vlogmas, day 9. Bye.